Welcome back. Today we are going to discuss in more detail about database. We have listened this term many times in system design course. So today we are going to deeper down on this topic, database. So basically there are different types of database. So let's start with the first type of database, that is file based storage system. So what is this? You can typically, it is very similar to the what the storage system present in your laptop. It is totally a file based system where container is present in a file under folder, just like your laptop having a root directory, then having a file folder name abc, then having a folder name efg. Inside then there is a file name file.txt. I hope you know this. So in the earlier time, this type of database is used for application, but in the today's time, it will not use. Why? Because there are lots of problem in this type of database. First one is you can easily duplicate the data. Why? Because retrieval of data is very tough in this type of thing. How can how tough is to retrieve any paragraph from your laptop, where it is present, which file it is present? Very tough. So retrieval of data is very tough. Retrieval of data is very tough in this type of system. So due to which data duplication can easily happen. So there will be lots of problem in data duplication. Suppose you want to make changes in file txt file, okay, and suppose there are four different places same file is present, and you want to update anything. So how can you update all the places, because data retrieval is tough? So you may update only one place, okay, and change it to a new thing, okay. Now deleting is also problem, because if you want to delete this data, you can only delete at one place or two place. You can't delete the whole data because retrieval of data is very tough. Also reading of data, because suppose you have updated anything here and you come to read this data, you may go to read this data, you may read old data, you may read new data sometime, so you read different data. So reading of data is very tough. Also here main problem is also of a, there will be no simple query language. If you wanted to query anything, if you wanted to know any answer from your database, if you wanted to do any query in application, in business logic, if they wanted to complete the business logic, they need a particular data, not the whole file. So they have to do a particular query. So here doing a query is very complex. You need a programming language knowledge to do this thing. So it is very tough. So that's the reason file based storage system is not used in application level. So which system is used? Mainly a system is used which can easily related to real life thing. In real life, suppose you want a application which can store the data of your company employees. So they may have entities, different entities like name of employees, age of employees, year of experience, salary, post, when they join. So these are entities and they have a relationship between them. So year of experience may be related to the salary. Higher the experience, higher the salary. Or which post, some post has a higher salary, some post has a lower salary. Okay, some department has a higher salary. So there will be a relationship and entities present in a real life example. And this type of data is stored in a RDBMS, relationship database management system. This type of data is stored in a relationship database management system. So how this data is stored? It is stored in the form of table. You have a table having name, age, salary, post, position, and you store each of the data. And these data are stored in the form of rows. Each row stored at a one place. Okay. So why it is good? It is good because it has a higher security. If you wanted to do any query, you can easily do with the help of SQL, and it made a simple query language. It is a very simple query language, so SQL help you to do the thing. Okay. Also, if you wanted to do any type of relationship, you can easily make any type of relationship between different entities. Okay. And there will be no duplicate content, as if any duplicate content want to enter into this table, it can easily be detected. So duplicacy is also protected. But there are some issues in this table. What are the issues? It is the most used table. It is the most used type of database. But in certain conditions you can't use this. What are these conditions? It is where you wanted to store a data but not in the fixed format. Suppose you wanted to store the data for e-commerce website. Okay, so some product may have a different things entities, some product may have different entities. Suppose a food product may have a entities of when they manufacturing, what are the nutrition content, what are the, whether it is a chemical product or a natural product. Or suppose laptop has their own entities, RAM of the size, memory of the size. So you can store all the data in a fixed table, fixed schema, because every entities have their own attribute. So whenever you wanted to store your data but do not want a fixed schema, you can't use RDBMS. And second problem of RDBMS is that if you wanted to store a huge data which can't be stored in a one single machine, so what will happen? You will buy the lots of machine. So you, to provide the relationship, you have to connect each of these machine, and it happened with the join function. There will be a join function in the RDBMS SQL which connect different table, because all the table are present on the different machine. To connect this table, you have to use join function, and join make your table very slow. So whenever there will be a huge data or you want a dynamic schema, not a fixed schema, you will not use a RDBMS. In such condition, you will use NoSQL. It has a dynamic schema. You can store huge data and does not require any relationship between data, different entities. And it has a different type. First type is different types of NoSQL. The first type is key value. In key value, you have a key along with a value. You store data like this. Similarly, like you in Python, you store a dictionary. It is very fast. So it is mainly used in a caching solution. In caching solution, you have a one problem or query and their solution. So in caching type of thing, you always use key value database, where you have a only two attributes. Then you use always key value type things. But there are other. And second most popular database apart from RDBMS is document database. Document based database. You have here the name MongoDB. MongoDB use this type of database, and I have given you the example of e-commerce website. So they store their data like this, like similar to JSON. They have a suppose name, their name, or any product. Suppose it is a laptop, RAM. Okay, storage like this. Suppose second product has a different thing, name, whether it is a chemical or organic. Okay, yes or no, chemical, yes or no, date of manufacturing. So if you wanted to store a dynamic data where even the entities are not fixed, you use document based database. Okay, third one is you use mainly this type of database is data science related thing, where you want your database to store in the form of table but not in row type entities. I tell you, in the RDBMS, the data are stored in the form of this. 1% detail are stored in one place. their name, age, position like thing. But if you wanted to make a query like thing, what is the average salary of the system, all the employees, you cannot do, because the data of one particular person is stored like this. So you need a database which store data in a column based type thing. Means salary store one place, year of experience store one place, name store one place. When you store data like this, not like this, then this is called columnar database. And last type of database, that is called graph. Graph database basically used in a field like Google Map, social media. You sometimes get a second request in LinkedIn that it is your second friend or third friend. How they will know that? They have a graph like database. Suppose here you are, okay, you. This is your, this and this is, these three are your friend. So they are your first friend, and this and these are their friend. So these become your second friend. So graph where means finding the relationship between each other like this. Suppose you wanted to go from point A to point B. So there are like this. Suppose there are multiple ways. So Google Map choose which one is the faster with the help of a graph like database. So I hope now you clear about all types of database. Now last thing which I tell you about that, each application has a different types of things. Okay, let's suppose e-commerce application has their database for payment system and for storing the product related detail. So e-commerce website can use different types of database for their different things, and this thing is known as, when any application has the capacity to store the data in different type of database for different types of thing, then that application is known as polyglot persistent. Polyglot persistent means a application can use multiple type of databases. Any application which use multiple type of databases is known as polyglot persistent. Suppose product for e-commerce product for you use document based MongoDB. But for payment, for making any type of payment, you need a certain thing which are fixed. You need your name, authentication, your mobile number or your bank detail. It is fixed. So here schema is fixed. So you may use RDBMS here. So in one application, you are using different types of database. This is known as a polyglot persistent. I hope each and every doubt of yours related to this topic is clear. First, we start with a file-based system. We see that it is used earlier this, now it is nobody use it because of many reasons. Then we go to the RDBMS. It is the most used database, but it is not used in the two conditions where we need a dynamic schema, or where the database is very huge that cannot be stored in a one single machine. Because if you are storing in the multiple machine, you have to join them with a join function present in a SQL, and which make your database slow. So at that time you use NoSQL. NoSQL is dynamic, it can store the high data, and there will be no relationship between entities. There are different types. Start with key value pair, which is used in mainly where there will be two entities, and it is mainly used in a caching type solution, and it is very fast. Then we have C, document based database, which is mainly used in MongoDB. Then we see a columnar database where the data is stored with the help of column. Then we see a graph database where data is stored in the form of graph. Then we see any application which use multiple type of databases are known as a polyglot persistent application, such as e-commerce. It may use for product storing the detail of product. It may use other type of database for storing the payment type of detail. It may store other type of databases. I hope each and every doubt of yours related to this topic will be clear. We will meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye.